Okay, hey guys, so I thought I'd try something a bit different today. Rather than looking at coins, I've come across an article that I found quite interesting. I thought I would have a look over it with everyone and see if anyone's got any thoughts on it. Please do me a favour and leave some comments down below what you think. If you like this video, give it a like. Okay, so here we have an article in Coin Week, so you can see here. Silver Eagle demand exhausts US mint supply. So basically, the US Mint is sold out of American Silver Eagles, and it's only the beginning of March. This article was from last week, so it was within 2 months. Now, they don't mint a whole year's worth in one go because it's probably fairly difficult to predict how many are going to sell the whole year. So they'll maybe make, I don't know, 50% of the year's worth at the beginning of the year and then see how things go during the year. So anyway, let's have a look at the article. So this one's by Everett Millman, to give him some credit. Since this past December swoon for stock markets around the globe, investor interest in precious metals has seen a resurgence. So I guess a bit of background there is, around the last quarter of last year, maybe third of the year, there was a massive drop in the stock market. Mainly that was tech stocks, things like Apple, Amazon. Some tech companies lost up to like 40%. So normally when there's issues in the stock market, people look for safe havens, so they buy silver and gold. That's just the way things have always been. I know people talk about cryptocurrencies, etc. at the moment being safe havens, but if you look at what's happened to Bitcoin over the last year or so, it's not really a safe haven, I wouldn't say. So, okay, that's what we'd expect. You would expect a rebound in sales after the United States Mint experienced sharply declining mintage totals for US bullion coins in 2018, namely the American Silver Eagle. So what's that saying was there was lower sales than expected or normal at the end of last year. So they were expecting a rebound. I don't know if a rebound usually follows that sort of thing. I don't know. However, the surge in Silver Eagle sales thus far in 2019 has exceeded even the most bullish expectations. So that's fairly obvious from the fact that they've exhausted their amount of Eagles in the first 2 months. Okay, US Mint sells out of 2019 Silver Eagles. In the beginning of the year, typically sees a strong demand for government-issued bullion coins. So yes, that's correct, because people want the new year. So at the beginning of the year, people want to buy the Silver Eagles, Britannias, Maple Leafs, Philharmonics with the latest year on them, just so they've got them in their collection. So I can see why there's a big demand at the beginning of the year. Many collectors and investors like to get the new year date of these annually issued coins as early as possible. So yeah, that's what I was just saying. The US Mint has sold more than 6 million American Eagles year to date. By comparison, the total American Silver Eagle sales didn't reach 6 million mark until the end of April last year, and that was after robust sales above 3 million during January. So they've basically sold the same amount in 2 months this year than they did in 4 months of last year. Orders under allocation. The Silver Eagle shortage has coincided with a jump in demand of American Gold Eagles, the Mint's flagship gold bullion as well. So that's expected. If you're going to sell a lot more silver, you'd expect them to be selling a lot more gold. As I said before, if people aren't putting their money into the stock market because we're at the end of an economic cycle or whatever, they're going to look to be buying gold and silver. I think gold's more popular than silver, so that's exactly what we'd expect. But silver's a lot cheaper than gold, so a lot of people buy silver as well. The Gold Eagle sales have nearly quadrupled year on year in February. This followed monthly sales in January that were 3 times higher, 200% more than the previous year. Okay, so it's not more about silver, to be honest, we're talking here, but yeah, that's what we'd expect. Even amid last year's most disappointing mintage totals, the same scenario involving a temporary shortage of ASE distribution occurred last September as well. So like I was saying earlier, they probably mint 6 months worth at the beginning of the year, and if they're slow, then they won't start minting anymore. But the amount they had ran out in September, even though they hadn't sold as many as they thought. Okay, over the past decade, it hasn't been uncommon for immediate demand for silver coins by the mint's wholesaler to outstrip the current supply at some point during the year. So yes, you can't just turn on the furnace or whatever and mint coins. This sort of thing has to be, the silver has to be ordered. They have to plan for it the year before. So yeah, I can see why that'd be an issue sometimes. According to the statement from the US Mint spokesman, 2019 American Silver Eagles will only be offered under allocation when production resumes. So okay, yep, they're only going to sell them to their big customers. This terminology means the newly minted Silver Eagles will, at least initially, only be sold in limited amounts to the mint's authorised purchasers. Sorry, so I just said that. So really there could be three reasons for this. There could be the fact that they've sold a lot more because people are buying silver because they're not putting money in the stock market, which makes sense. As I said before, they had a bad year last year, or wouldn't say a bad year, they had less sales than they thought, so that makes sense. It could be because of bad planning. So anybody that knows that works in business, you have to budget for the upcoming year. You have to have forecasts. You have to work out how much silver you're going to buy, how many you're going to mint, etc. Or it could be that there's a silver shortage. Now, I don't know if there is a silver shortage, but it could be that they have trouble getting hold of silver, the raw silver. I don't know how much is being mined, but the silver's been so low for the last year. It could be that mines aren't really mining it. I know silver's a byproduct of a lot of the time of other times of gold, but there are some silver mines. So it could be any one of those three. Do me a massive favour and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think and give the video a thumbs up. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll speak to you next time.